Dear students, this is Unit 5 Applets. Here the syllabus R16 JNTU Kakinada is applet class, applet structure, applet life cycle, then sample applet programs, next event handling, event delegation model, sources of event, event listeners, adapter classes and inner classes. This is the syllabus. Now first unit 5 applets, first one is applet class. The applet class defines some of the methods shown below. There are different methods are there in applet class. Void destroy, that is destroy means called by the browser just before an applet is terminated. Called by the browser just before an applet is terminated. So that is just before the applet is terminated, it can call about the browser. String get applet info returns a string that describes the applet, about the applet. Then audio clip, get audio clip URL, it returns an audio clip object. URL get code base returns the URL associated with the invoking object. URL get document base returns the URL of the HTML document that invokes or calls the applet. Image get image URL returns an image object. Local get local returns a local object. String get parameter, string param name returns the parameter associated with param name. String double array, that is two-dimensional array, get parameter info returns a string table. Here two arrays means one is rows and for one is columns, that is table. So returns a string table that describes the parameters. Void init called when an applet begins execution. It going to be called, init method is going to be called when an applet begins execution. Boolean is active returns true if the applet has been started. Is active means if the applet has been started, it going to be written the true. Second one, applet structure. What is applet structure? The basic structure of a Java applet is shown below using the simple hello world example. By considering about the hello world example, we are going to say about the what is the applet structure. Import necessary packages. First one, that is import java.applet.star, import java.awt.star. Inherit the applet class from the class applet. Inherit the applet class from the class applet. So here capital applet is nothing but predefined class and applet is nothing but the user defined. That user defined class name is applet class name is public class basic applet. Extends applet. Okay. So first there is a init. It called the first time you enter the applet HTML page. Applet's HTML page. First init means it going to be called the first time you enter the applets. Public void init. So two braces. So start, it is nothing but the start called every time the applet gets focus. Start that is init is over. Init called the first time you enter the applet HTML page is over. Public void start. Start means called every time the applet get focus. Public void stop. Stop called if you change the focus from the applet. Public void destroy. Destroy called if you leave the page, that is closing browser. Public void paint. Paint called if you move your browser window or if you call repaint. If you call repaint or if you move your browser window. If you move your browser window, okay, paint is called if you move your browser window or if you call repaint or if you want to display some data. Okay, you can go for public void paint method. Graphics G. Graphics is nothing but predefined class. To run the applets, simply add the following code to your HTML document. This assumes the compiled class file is located in the same directory as your HTML document. So here this assumes the compiled class file is located in the same directory where your HTML document is. That is applet code equal to basic applet.class. Applet code equal to that applet.class and what is the output? Width is output screen is what is its size? Width equal to 200, height equal to 50. Now third one, applet life cycle. The life cycle of an applet has the following states. First one, born state. By calling start method, it can enter into running state. In running state, by calling paint method, the data is going to be displayed. So in running state, if you call the stop method, it can enter into idle state. So in idle state, if you call into start method, it can enter into running state. In idle state, if you call destroy method, it can enter into the dead state. See here, first one, initialization state or born state. First one, when an applet is loaded, it can enter into the initialization state or born state by calling init method. By calling init method, the initialization state occurs only once in the applet's life cycle. Applet's life cycle. The general form is given by public void init, that is body of the init method. Second one is running state. When an applet is in initialization state, it can enter into running state by calling start method. General form is public void start, body of the start method. Then idle or stopped state. When an applet is running state, it can enter into idle state by calling stop method. From idle state, it can enter into running state by calling start method. That is pause, PAUSE. Idle means PAUSE. General form is public void stop. It can enter into the body of the stop method. Then dead state. When an applet is in idle state, it can enter into dead state by calling destroy method. Or when we close the browser or applet viewer, it can enter into dead state. So like initialization state, destroy state also occurs only once in the applet's life cycle. General form is public void destroy, body of destroy method. So display state. When the applet is in running state, it can enter into display state by calling paint method to perform some output operations on the screen. General form is given by public void paint graphics G. This is nothing but predefined class, body of the paint method. Now sample applet programs. First program, that is first way, second way. There are two ways we can write about the first program. We can create applet programs by two ways. We can create applet programs by two ways. In first way, we need two programs. In alternate way, we need one program. First way, creating applet program first. That is import java.awt.star. AWT is required. Import java.applet.star. So applet contains this extends applet class, and graphics class contains about the AWT. That's why required about the two packages, import java.awt.star, import java.applet.star. Now applet is always public, so write about the public class applet demo extends applet. Simply, okay, remaining methods it can call, that is public void init, public void start, public stop. Just you write about the execution. So remaining methods automatically going to be called, no need. So public void paint graphics G dot draw string hello applet comma 100 comma 200. At 100 comma 200 point, it going to display about the hello applet. So save the above program in a file name known as appletdemo.java and compile it as follows. How? Java C appletdemo.java. It going to be compiled and it going to create the dot class file. Now creating HTML program. In HTML there are four basic tags. HTML head, then next title, next body, next that's all. So HTML head, title and body, these called as a basic tags. These less than, greater than, whatever you are writing is called as a tag, basic tag. It is known as the basic tag. Okay. Now in this basic tag, see about the HTML head, then title, welcome to Java Applets, title end, head end. So for every tag there is starting tag and ending tag. So starting tag is title, ending tag is title end. Then you close about the head tag, head end. Now body. So in body, what you are going to write is, you write about the applet code equal to applet demo. So this is the previous name is nothing but the applet demo.java. So either you write about applet demo.class or you write about just applet demo is enough. Width equal to 400, height equal to 200. That means the size of the width of the applet is nothing but 400 width and 200 height. Okay. So applet end, body end, HTML end. Save the above program in a file name known as appletdemo.html and execute in a web browser. In a web browser, type applet demo.html. Okay, if you want to execute this in a web browser, just type applet demo.html, that is C file the path name applet demo.html in your address bar, then to display the output. Okay, so here, see here, suppose this is the screen where you can see about its output. This is called as a top position, is called as a origin 0, 0. This top position is called as a 0, 0 origin, and this is nothing but the y values, and this is nothing but the x values. So 0 from 0, 0 it's going to be count in terms of pixels. Alternate way, import java.awt.star, that is one. Import java.applet.star, second one. Just you write about the comment with comment, because this HTML code cannot execute by the Java compiler. So because of that reasons, you write about the comment. But this comment cannot be used in HTML. In HTML code, directly it can execute by the HTML executor, HTML interpreter. So HTML interpreter directly is going to be execute. For that HTML interpreter, okay, so this comment line it cannot going to be used. Just it's going to be used only about this HTML code to execute this program. So that's why we are writing about only in one. Import java.awt.star, import java.applet.star. Applet code equal to applet demo, width equal to 400, height equal to 200. Applet. Public class applet demo extends applet. So public void paint graphic g dot drawstring hello applet, then 100, 200. Save the above program in a file name known as applet.demo.java. Compile it as follows. How you can compile? In C, your directory java c applet.demo.java. Execute the above program, type in command prompt, type in the following, that is C about this directory code applet viewer space applet.demo.java. It's going to execute a white screen like notepad, white screen notepad. In that it's going to display about the output. 100, 200 means from x value 0 to 100 and y value 0 to 200. See, origin is nothing but the top left and right corner, left corner. Okay, the topmost left corner. So for example, this is the total white screen. Then, or you can say output is in terms of your what we can say is in terms of your notepad file. So see here the screen is like this. About 400 means we can take about the width is 400 and height 200 means height is 200. Then this topmost one is nothing but the 0, 0, that is origin. 100, 100 means from this origin to 100 and depth is 100. So here, from here it going to be display about the output. Likewise, it going to be used about the 200, 200. Total width is 400, height is 200. 200 means it comes like this. Height is 200. It comes about the like this small screen 200. Okay, right? Now next one is how to execute the above program by type the following, that is in command prompt applet viewer applet.demo.java. Now you see about the second program. Second program is passing parameters to applets. Second program is passing parameters to applets. How to pass the parameters to applets? Passing parameters to applets. Passing a parameter from HTML program to an applet program is called passing parameter to applet. What is meant by passing parameter to applets? That means passing a parameter from HTML program to an applet program is called passing parameter to applet. To pass the parameters, we need two programs. One is nothing but creating an applet program, that is import java.applet, import java.applet.star. Public class param demo, parameter demo extends applet. String s1, public void init. So initialization, suppose if any initialization is required, Then we use about the init. Yeah, init works like constructor. Normal program, that is not about the applet program, normal program. So we required about the constructor. So for initializations. Similarly, in case of applet program, for initialization, we required about the init method, public void init. So s1 equal to get parameter str. So str value can get from HTML file. Then if s1 equal to null, so if you not str value is the null value, then just print world. But if it is nothing but the some value is there, then print about the hello plus that value, hello plus that value. Public void paint graphics g s1 comma. So from where it going to be start for display 100 comma 200 point, it going to be start about the display, that is s1 value. S1 value means the top value. Okay, if nothing is going to be passed, then that is s1 equal to null, then print about just world, display is world. Suppose if it going to pass about the some value str, some value is passed, then it going to print about the hello world, not no, sorry, hello plus that passed value, hello plus that passed value, hello plus that passed value. Now for execution, you write about the public void paint graphics g dot drawstring s1 comma 100 comma 200. Save the above program in the current working directory with a file name known as paramdemo.java and compile it as follows. See that path java c paramdemo.java. After compiling, we are creating about the paramdemo.class file. Now how to execute by using the HTML program? First write the basic tags, that is HTML head title, passing parameters to applets, then title end, head end, body. So in body what you can write first, first you write the applet code equal to param demo, size width and height of the applet, that is width equal to 400, height equal to 200. Then what value is going to pass it here? Param name equal to str, value equal to applet. So the value passing here is applet. Okay, that name is str. That's why we are writing about the str. So if you pass this applet, so if it is received, then what is going to print? Hello applet. It's going to print about the hello applet. Suppose if that value str is not passed here, then it's going to print only world. Now save the above program in a file name known as paramdemo.html and execute in a web browser. In a web browser, in address bar type C that path name paramdemo.html to display the output. This is going to be complete the first part about the applets. Now we see about the second part, which is known as event handling. Introduction. Event handling is at the core of successful applet programming. Most events to which your applet will respond are generated by the user. So most events to which applet will respond generated by user. These events are passed to your applet in a variety of ways with the specific method depending on the actual event. So depending upon the actual event, these events are passed to your applet in different ways. There are several types of events. There are different types of events. The most commonly handled events are those generated by the mouse, keyboard, and various controls such as push button. So there are several types of events. The most commonly handled events are those generated by the mouse, then that is the mouse events, generated by the keyboard events, and various controls such as push button. Events are supported by Java AWT.event package. The events are supported by Java AWT.event package. Now, what is meant by event delegation model? What is meant by event delegation model? It is a standard mechanism to generate and process events. To generate and process events, it is a standard mechanism which is known as event delegation model. So events are handled by delegation event model. Here first, listeners are registered. Okay, so what is required here? First, listeners are registered. The source generate an event and send to one or more listeners. The source, what it will do, generate an event. It's going to generate the event and send to one or more listeners. The listener receives that event and handles that event by using various methods. Again, I am telling. The source generate an event. First, listeners are registered. Most important point is first listeners are registered. The source generate an event and send to one or more listeners. Now the listener receive that event and handle that event by using various methods. Java also handle events by extending AWT components, but that is not there in our syllabus. Extending AWT components is not there in our syllabus. Now events. What is meant by event? Changing the state of an object is called event. The state of an object. So initially the object is on top of the floor. After some time, that object is at the bottom of the floor. That means position will be or state will be changed. Initially at the top, now it is bottom. Object is at the top. A chair object is at the top, okay, at the top of the building. After some time, the chair of same object is, that is chair of the object is at the bottom of the floor. That means automatically state will be changed. So changing the state of an object is called event. Events are generated when a person interacting with user interface elements. Events are generated when a person interacting with the user interface elements or interacting with the keyboard and mouse. So when user interacting with the keyboard and mouse, then events are generated. Some of the events generated are pressing a button. Button is pressed. That is one event. Entering a character. That is via keyboard. That is one event. Clicking a mouse, etc. Okay. Now sources of events. Next fourth one is what is meant by sources of event. A source that generates an event is called event source. A source that generates an event is called event source. Example for event sources are keyboard, mouse. A source must register listeners in order to receive events. For example, to receive keyboard events, so register, that is nothing but register about add key listener. To receive mouse motion events, then register add mouse motion listener. To receive mouse events, register add mouse listener. Remember, add is small letter. Key listener means there are totally three words are there. Add key listener. First A is small letter in add. Okay, that is in add all are small letters. But in key listener, in key, first letter is capital, K is capital, EY is small. Then listener, L is capital, remaining is small. That means in add key listener, okay, A, B, D is small letters all are. In key, K is capital letter, EY is small letter. Then listener, L is capital letter, remaining are small letters. Remember, there is no space between add key listener. That is most important. Okay. When an event occurs, all registered listeners are notified. When an event occurs, all registered listeners are notified. This is known as multicasting the event. When an event occurs, only one registered listener is notified. This is known as unicasting. This is known as unicasting. Next one is event classes. The classes that assist the classes that assist handling events are called event classes. There are different types of event classes. Number one, action event. Action event. What is action event? An action event is generated when a button is pressed. A list of item is double clicked or a menu item is selected. Method used is string get action command. What is the method used? String space, return type is string get action command. Second one, adjustment event listener. Definition: adjustment event is generated by a scroll bar. So here scroll bar is moving bottom to top, moving bottom to top. Okay. Now adjustment event is generated by a scroll bar. The method used is int get adjustment type. Int get adjustment type. Int get value. In get adjustment type, A is capital, T is capital, no space. In int get value, int space get value. So in get value, V is only capital letter, remaining are small letters. Now component event class definition. A component event is generated when the size, position or visibility of a component is changed. A component event is generated when the size, number one, position, number two, or visibility, number three, of a component is changed. Method used is component. Return type is component. Get component. Get component. Next, fourth one. Fourth one is container event class definition. A container event is generated when a component is added or when a component is removed from a container. So method used is container space get container. Then next, focus event class definition. A focus event is generated when a component gains or a component losses input focus. Input focus. Then method used is boolean is temporary. Is temporary. Is small letter, T capital letter. There is no space between is temporary. Then input event class definition. The abstract class input event. So input event is nothing but abstract class. The abstract class input event is a subclass of component event. Subclass of component event. Its subclasses are its subclasses are that is input event subclasses are nothing but key event and mouse event. Key event and mouse event. Method used is int get modifiers. Get modifiers. So here int is space get modifiers. In get modifiers, M is capital, remaining are small letters. There is no space between get and modifiers. Seventh one, item event class definition. An item event is generated when a checkbox or list item is clicked. Checkbox, small rectangle square boxes. Small square boxes are called as a checkbox. So an item event is generated when a checkbox or a list item. List means top to bottom there is a list. So top to bottom some top to some level, that is some 3 or 4 means small level, but thousand are there, then top to bottom, that we can call as a top to bottom. So checkbox or a list item is clicked or when checkable menu item is selected or deselected. So when item event class is going to be is going to be registered, is going to be happen, that means an item event is generated. When it going to be generated, an item event is generated when a checkbox or list item is clicked or when checkable menu item is selected or deselected. Method used is object get item int get state change. Get state change. In object get item, G only I is capital letter, but in get state change means S, C are capital letters, remaining are small letters. Then key event class, most important is key event class. Definition. A key event is generated. A key event is generated when keyboard input occurs. When keyboard input occurs. So here types of key events. There are three are there. Key pressed, key released, key typed. All are capital letters. In key pressed, key underscore pressed. In key released, key underscore released. Key typed, key underscore typed. So here key pressed means the user pressed key. Then key released means the user released key. Key typed means the user typed a character. Method used char get key char. Okay. Second one int get key code. In get is small letter. In key code K and C are capital letter. In key char K and C are capital letters. Remaining are small letters. Mouse event class definition. A mouse event is generated by a mouse. A mouse event is generated by a mouse. Types of mouse events are mouse clicked, mouse entered, mouse exited, mouse pressed, mouse released, mouse dragged, mouse moved, and mouse wheel. Totally 8 types of mouse events are there. They are mouse clicked, mouse entered, mouse exited, mouse pressed, mouse released, mouse dragged, mouse moved, and mouse wheel. Method used is to get the coordinate x value and y value, use int get x, then y value is int get y. Suppose you require point, directly you can get it, that is point get point. Then next one is mouse wheel event. One more is mouse wheel event. So definition. The mouse wheel event class encapsulates a mouse wheel event. A mouse wheel event. Method used is int get wheel rotation, int get scroll type. Get wheel rotation, that is one method. Get scroll type, second method. Then text event class definition. Text events are generated by text fields and text areas. Most important. Text events are generated by text fields and text areas when characters are entered by a user or program. Character entered. Mouse event. Here text event, text value change, not mouse event. It is nothing but the text event. Text event is text value changed. Text value changed. Now Window event class. One more event is there, that is window event class. Definition. A window event is generated by a window. A window event is generated by a window. Types of window events: window activated, window deactivated, window closed, window closing, window iconified, window de-iconified, window gained focus, window lost focus, window opened, window state changed. So what are the different method here, types of window events? Window activated, window deactivated, meaning window closed, closing. Closed means already closed. Closing means started closing. Closing. Window iconified, window de-iconified. Iconified, that is maximum size. De-iconified, making about the small size. Window gained focus, window lost focus. Window gained focus. Okay, gain focus from keyboard. Last focus. Window opened, window state changed. Window opened, one is. Then window state changed. Window state changed means you can write about the underscore window underscore state underscore change. Method used is window get window. Window get window.